Hi, this is Russ Ballard, and you're listening to the Voices of Russ Ballard podcast.
Try and keep a straight face. That would be good. So hello again, and welcome to the Voices of Russ Ballard. Now, I hope you enjoyed parts 1 and 2 of the great Paul Shortino, and what an entertainer he is, and what fun he is. What's the great music too. But now something extremely special. That was special. This is even more special. We have back from his home in Las Vegas, Nevada, Paul Shortino, but we also have with us from his home in Hertfordshire, the English gentleman who is known as Mr. Russ Ballard, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just going to introduce these guys, let them talk, let them, sort of go back in time to the Rock Meets Classic. Over to you guys, and it's fantastic to see you both looking so well.
Thank you, Ian.
Feel
Hey,
great.
Russ, how are you, buddy?
I'm all the better for seeing you, Paul. I love you.
Oh, I feel the same. I miss you like a brother from another. You know, we just had such a connection on the tour.
Yeah, it was magic.
I'll tell you, and that song was in there, and I raised my hair every night.
Yeah, I know. You know, and to see you react every single night was amazing. You know, and your energy, your voice, everything was just magic to me.
Well, thank you so much. The feeling's mutual, and I swear I kept looking for the best place to video magic and your performances, and I think it was the show that we couldn't get in at Nuremberg. A Spinal Tap moment, totally. We had a cab driver and couldn't get us into the show, and you were in the back going, "Well, Paul, I guess we're not going to do the show."
And you leapt out of the cab and moved the bollard.
Yes, I was half dressed in my stage clothes. For some reason, the good Lord said, "Hey, you know what? You better get half dressed. There's something going to happen here
today." Yeah.
I was going to say we reminisced on Sunday with that one, Paul, didn't we?
Oh, we did. And you were the one that got us right there. Thank God for you.
But I would just wonder what Russ, you were sitting in the back. What did you think at that moment? So everything's going on. The clock's ticking. It's what, I don't know, 7:10, something like that, maybe 7:05, and you're thinking, well, I'm going to have to walk through the crowd, and sort of,
That's what they were telling us. Remember?
You could see them walking in, couldn't you? You could see the crowd walking into the venues. So I was thinking, well, we either walked straight through the bollards up to the stage door and walk through, or we have to find there must be another way in,
And when I moved the barrier, the security guy came over to me and I says, "Hey, we're performing, blah 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 blah." He said, "I don't care what you're doing," right? There was definitely a language barrier there as well, but I remember getting in the back of the seat of the car again, and you looking over at me going, "Well, I guess." And he wanted us to walk through all that crowd, and you were going, "There's no way. It looks like we might not go on tonight." And I said, "I'm calling Mark."
It would have been a nice image to be parachuted out of a plane down. That would have been a nice beginning.
You could just see that.
I tell you,
parachute would have the stars and stripes on, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we had a great time with
it was great,
every show was just, it was magical. The lineup, that was perfect. It was perfect lineup.
And everybody was cool with each other, and that was great. That was good.
And I've been turning on everybody to all the songs that you've written that I am just amazed at. What an amazing catalog of songs that you have written for other people. And then I hear you do them, and it's like night and day. It's like, though there's so much emotion and feeling when you sing the songs that you wrote and someone else did. They never do them as well as the writer. I mean, Rough Cut, when I was signed to Warner Brothers before I got under Quiet Riot, it was like, all right, we have a song here. from the choir boys from Australia, and we want you to do this, and it's going to be all over the charts. It's called Never Gonna Die, and boy did it die. We needed someone like you that write hit songs. I watched this whole thing on Whitney Houston, and Clive Davis worked with his artists looking for the right songs and where her head was at. And that's what really an artist really needs. And you have written so many great songs, and other people have done them. But when being on tour with you and then hearing you do some of the same songs, it had a total different effect on me. It was like, wow. I mean, I was a big fan of yours in Argent, and just, you know, I mean, hold your head up high. I mean, there were some awesome songs that you guys wrote. And to hear the songs that America had done, and even Blackmore, and Rainbow, since you've been gone, you know, it just, when Graham did it, you know, we'd get up there and join him once in a while, but it was nothing like, you know, it's never anything like the writer. It's like a painter trying to repaint some beautiful painting.
I guess so. I wrote them for myself, you know. I always wrote them for myself, and I demoed I either recorded the original master, which I did with Since You've Been Gone. I did the original master. Winning was on the same album. The album was called Winning, and Santana did that, and they had the hit with it in America. Keith Urban's done it now, and it sounds a really good version. But that was the story of my life. I recorded it for me, but that happened to me a lot. You know, the only song I recall, that two songs I wrote for other people, I recall. One was You Could Do Magic for America. I wrote that for them. View from the Ground, I think it was called.
It was, yeah.
And View from the Ground. And the other song I wrote specifically for Hello, and that was New York Groove, that Ace Frehley. I had a hit with them in Germany, and I had a few hits with them in Germany. I had probably 4 or 5 hits with Hello. They were a big band in Germany. And then that was 75, 78. Ace Frehley recorded it on his solo album, and he had the hit with it in America, bless him. And but I wrote that and that took, I tell you what, we were in the studio. All I had was a title. I had a Super Vamper harp, and I had the band, and I made that up in the studio. You know, I knew that I wanted to do a Bo Diddley beat. I had this harmonica, dance, 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 and I was trying to do Bo Diddley. And the band did it. And we were going through it. I was saying E. Okay, we play, and they were 16 years old. I said, "You play E now." Dance, 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 dance. Been a year since I was here. Dance, dance on the street. B. I've just said my life away. A. To the left. Right. We need something here. We need something. What can we do? Here I am. I get just shout. Here I am again in the city. So that's how that was done. And it took, to actually write in the studio and to finish as a demo, took us 2 hours altogether.
Wow.
And
some of the most magical things are done that way.
Yeah, well, you know, there's something about that energy, you know,
because everybody's connected to it.
You're connected.
And they're adding their own little vibe to it, their own magic to it.
There's a chemistry between everybody. Chemistry.
Absolutely. And you know, they lose a lot of that when they send files here and files there, and you got to sit down and listen to the song and go, I gotta come up with a part, or you know, they want me to sing this or that, but it's not the same as when you're connected with the other artists. It's just magic. Right. It's like performing, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know you.
They put bands in there, artists in there, and let them get creative.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that is as you say, it's missing because everybody, you know, everybody's involved Everybody,
Yes.
and while you're there, everyone's suggesting, how about this? How about that?
Yes.
When you're at home, it's all you. It's you play, or it's me playing the guitar. It's me doing
Or
this.
even when in the 80s they had producers. Oh, this producer's going to make this band great. And oh, this band's big right now, so let's like all the bands sound similar to this band because they're big.
You got
They
it.
lost something when they took the bands out of the studio and let them just be in there by themselves. I read a story about Led Zeppelin never let the A&R people or nobody in on their album.
That's
and
right.
And then when they hit, this is the album. This is what we think is going to be the hit.
This is it. Yeah.
And that was brilliant how they did that because they kept business out of the music.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know.
Well, I was just going to say, because obviously we were talking about that, if you like, the sweet spot when all that started to happen, and New York Groove, and that led to and the winning, and Since You've Been Gone, and we could be all night, so you win again. But the actual was the first one was when you with Argent and you did the first album, and Three Dog Night recorded Liar. Was that the first time that someone discovered your song, went, there's a hit there, I'll have that, thank you very much, and then recorded it? Was that the first time it happened to you in 70?
One of the first time, before Argent, actually, before we even joined before Bob and I were the +2 in Unit 4+2, I was writing, I was writing a lot, writing at home, playing the piano, playing the guitar, usually writing on the piano. And I wrote a song in 1967, and I thought it had a great chord structure to it, and I called this song I Could Wait, and I did a demo of it, and I thought it sounded really strong. It's the first, apart from the instrumental that I wrote for the Shadows, I went into the studio for the second time and did this demo, and it was called I Can Wait, and it was very strong. It sounded very strong to me, and I was surprised nobody recorded it. Suddenly it was recorded. I wasn't really known as a songwriter then, and it was recorded by a band it was a Swedish band called Ola and the Janglers. Ola and the Janglers, and I've seen
what a name, huh?
Ola and the Janglers. I've seen a shot of them. They're almost nude. This one shot. I mean, they're good-looking Swedish guys, but they're almost standing there with just briefs on. It's funny, and playing the guitar. But they had a hit with it in Sweden in 1967, and these kind of situations motivate you to keep going and say, well, I can do it. I wrote the tune for the Shadows when I was 14, and they recorded it, and it was on a big album. It was on a big album. The very first time I'd ever been in the studio, I had this instrumental with the first wah-wah pedal, which wasn't a wah-wah, it's called a Diamond tone control, and it changed the signal from bass to treble, from bottom to top. It just go like that. But I used it, and it went And Hank did it, and Hank used the same thing. It was great to think the great Hank Marvin was, using the same machine as me.
Amazing.
Yeah,
wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Paul that you didn't know, Russ. Let me tell you something about Paul.
I know everything about Paul, Ian.
You didn't know. Oh, I bet you didn't know this.
Yeah, go on.
His first performance, first sort of, I don't know, live performance maybe.
Yes.
Was in a soft porn movie when he was, how old, Paul?
I was 16, and they paid us $15 for a release form, and the guitar player was 17. The drummer was 27. And so he said, hey, we want to be in the movie, so let's sign this release. Well, to make a long story endless, anyways, when the movie came out, we had to go to the Pussycat Theater, which they had down in Hollywood for all the pornographic. And this was basically, now you would rate it, soft porn. But back then it was XXX. It was banned from San Francisco. 3D. Our part was just playing in a bar that had a plane hanging from the ceiling, World War I plane, sawdust all over the floor, whaling rowboats to sit in. And anyways, we're just playing. I think we're playing Girl from Ipanema. And these girls walk in, they have a drink at the bar, and that's all we know. Well, we signed this release form for $15. Then we have to go with a guardian with us because we're underage.
Yeah.
So the guitar player's mom and dad went with us, and it cost us $10 a head to get in. So we were down $10 because it was $40 to get in to see it. And as soon as we got in there was just nothing but a bunch of guys with trench coats on. And our part, little part was in the middle of the freaking movie. So the guitar player's dad said, JC, Franny, I'm going to cross the street and drink some beer while you guys watch this. I mean, they had a girl that she took LSD and was making out with some Roman figurehead, and it was out there. I mean, 6 months later, they asked us to come back and film some more. They had put the movie out, wasn't even finished. They were raking in the money. And I'm going, we were underage. Why did we sign a release form? We could have made some bucks off of this. You know?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Contributing to the delinquency of minors. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Film wasn't my big thing. Spinal Tap, and then I did a thing. Rough Cut did a thing on Fame, and it seemed like they always wanted to dress my eyes up really I looked like a drag queen every time they would do it. If you watch this episode in Fame, I swear, I'd be right in with what's going right on right now. I look like Frankfurter. Put a corset on me.
That's brilliant.
Jim Carrey. What was it? Not Jim Carrey, but it was. Who played that? It was somebody Curry in the Frankie the horror show. Who was it? Tim Curry. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Yeah, Frankenfurter.
Yeah, Tim Curry, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tim Curry.
I kept saying Jim Carrey, and it's like those are
the Rocky Horror
Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my earlier days, they wanted me to dress up like that. I said, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, they changed my name for Paul Shortino, Isel Perry. This manager thought, hey, we're going to make you the new 80s or the new 70s Elvis Presley, because he was in the numerology. So I had this big cape on that was orange and leopard with a big I on the back of it that spelled Eisel, Eyzle. And we performed, this is a really funny story. We performed for this lady called Diane Abrams, and she had a place in the old Hollywood Hills, and there were 150 tables on her lawn with pink tablecloths. And Barbara Streisand showed up, Baryshnikov, Dustin Hoffman. I mean, anybody you can think of, Ed McMahon, Robert Call, James Coburn, all of these people. So we all put our money together to rent a limo to show up. And Isel Perry and his band show up. We've got a Voice of a Theater PA set up with the guy who's running it on the roof, because it was a kind of a flat roof there.
Yeah.
And we're set up on a disco dance floor, right? So it's not more than we pull up in a limo. We all pitched in for it. Nobody saw us get out of the limo. There was People magazine there, Us magazine. Nobody saw us get out of the limo. We show up. We do one song, not even one song. And I jump up, fall down, and I hit the cannon plugs to the microphones on my knee. They swelled up like balloons. I've got this orange cape on with leopard, and sparkly eisel on the back. And Ed Red Buttons comes up and offers us money to quit playing. And so we take the money for quit playing after we've set up all this gear, and we hobble ourselves, and we're not allowed to go any further than where the catering is. So I can look about 15 feet away and I see Baryshnikov, Barbra Streisand, Dustin Hoffman. They're sitting at a table. And the coolest dude out of all of them was James Coburn. He came into the kitchen and he had a stogie and a really young chick. And he was sitting there and he hung out with us. They wouldn't let us go anywhere else. They wouldn't let us mingle with any of the crowd, right? So anyways, that was my big story. Seeing, all of these stars, and Eisel Perry came out, and boy, that was the quickest gig he did. We weren't even finished, and Red Buttons was up there counting hundreds. Hey guys, how much can I give you to stop playing?
That is great. So James Coburn was with the young chick. When was that? When was that? What year?
Oh, you mean the Bell Records thing? Yeah. That was in 1971, I think.
He got involved. He got involved with a friend of mine. She lived with him for years. Lindsay DePaul. Blonde girl, little blonde girl. She was very small. He was very tall. She was very small. Very pretty girl. She was a friend of mine. She's no longer with us, but she was a friend of mine, Lindsay.
Well, I'll tell you, it was amazing working with Snuff Garrett on one track. I mean, the flip track was a song called "What Would You Do Without Music?" And a friend of mine had just passed away, wanted to put together a musical called that, "What Would You Do Without Music?"
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, that would really be a great stage production, and you could go through a lot of different music. You could go down to Cole Porter all the way up to
right the way through all the best of classic, jazz, everything.
So he died, God bless him, and God rest him in peace, but that was his big dream, and that was the flip side of my song that I did with Snuff Garrett on Bell Records. What Would You Do Without Music? So he had a really good voice too.
Didn't he? He had some good moments in time, didn't he? Snuff Garrett.
Yeah. I mean, we lived the golden era.
Yeah,
if you think about it. What do kids, young kids, have to look forward to now? I mean, I can remember seeing bands on the Ed Sullivan Show, and then putting a neighborhood band together in the garage, and with your bros. Okay, you can't play that very well, so why don't you play this instrument? And you finally get the right combination of guys together. But it was a great time.
It was a great time, and also there's no separation between all of you when you're playing a song. You're all into that. You don't have, you're not interested in anything else. Your whole focus is this song. The drummer is concentrating on his part, the guitar player on his part, the singer on the words. And and when you do a show, there's no separation between that's going on the stage and the people that are in the crowd listening, because they're there listening. So they're not thinking about their problems, what they have to do tomorrow or whatever. That's when you're in the moment. Everyone's in the moment. And I think that's what's so magic about music.
Oh, and it can change so many things. It can start a movement, where we have done before. We have done movements. Bob Geldof did some movements. I mean, they've really done some great movements with music. And people it's a universal language. People can understand it. They don't understand the lyrics. They understand the feeling.
You understand the feeling.
The vibrations of what's going on. If it's a rhythm or if it's the strings, or if it's the guitar, whatever it may be, they're feeling something, whether they're understanding what we're saying. And then it even is better when they understand what we're saying.
It is vibration, Paul, isn't it? It's vibration.
Yeah.
Vibrations, which are frequencies, frequencies.
Yes.
Light is as we've said before, light is frequency, sound is frequency. And so they're all together, all sort of making these, and everything, all these sounds coming from space, all frequencies that they're picking up,
big time.
Coming from the universe, it's all frequency, the same thing.
And even in the ocean.
And in the ocean.
The whales and the porpoises, it's all on frequency. Even the sharks, they're picking up frequencies. I watched that girl.
Miles and miles and miles.
Oh, big time. I mean, God has created creatures that pick up frequencies underwater, on the planet. I mean, if you show no fear, it's most likely they're going to shy away from you, but they're attracted to that fear, I think. That frequency of, oh, I'm afraid. Even with people that walking down the street, if you're walking in a bad area where you shouldn't be, but you've got a good feeling about you, and you've got a good vibe about you, you're putting that out. It's not going to attract any negative energy.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Quick question for you guys, right? Paul, when you were talking a moment ago, something struck a chord with me when you were saying about how easy it is now. Bearing in mind that you both grew up as musicians that wanted to play an instrument, had to go to your parents, or Paul, I think it was your father or your mother got it from a pawn shop because and Russ went to his parents saying, please buy me a guitar, please, piano, whatever it was. Do you think it's made it clearly has made it easier these days with GarageBand? All you need is an iPad, and dare I say it, some sounds, and you can make yourself sound like goodness knows what. Do you think that's a good thing? The fact that, you can cut and paste something into a computer and make yourself sound wonderful and encourage people? Or do you think it's a bad thing because you couldn't do that back in your day? Do you see the point?
Well, I think from one perspective, it can be a positive thing.
Yeah.
I think because you have to be creative enough to cut and paste the parts together. However, the tuning, the voice and stuff, I think you're losing a lot there with just the magic that comes out from your spirit. Because when you're really singing a song, and if you believe in the lyrics, it's going to show when you do your performance. But if you're just singing the song, it's like Russ has written so many beautiful songs and hits for other people that when I heard him do them and him do them the way he wrote them and felt them, it was totally different. I mean, America doing the magic is not the same when you do the magic, because the magic comes out of you when you do it. So I think it's good to some extent, but I think what we did when we were younger, we built with other connections of energy without using a computer. We use human, we'll try this idea with this, or maybe this melody with what you're doing, or this lyric. I mean, you collaborated a little bit more than with the computer.
What do you think, Russ?
So it's good in some sense, I think.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. People, you don't have to be a great musician to make music. Once you're doing it, that turns. If you're really serious, if you're not serious about it, still get a kick from it. While you're doing that, you're not causing trouble anyway. While you've got a synthesizer and then you learn what it does. You learn. This does this, that does that, and the sound, you can get string sounds, brass sounds, guitar sounds, keyboard sounds, some piano sounds, and you can get, and it's really exciting. So
it really is. It
and
really
you learn 3 chords in different keys: C, F, G, D G A E A D.
And you can write a song out of those three
Yeah,
chords,
and you
because
get a
most of the
song out
best
of it, you
songs
know,
are out of
and you can
three.
express what you're trying to say. If you want to write a song, you can write some words. You can come up with magic. You know, if you've got the basically just got the talent there, and you've got the desire to do it, you think, wow, did I create that? Did I make that? You know, it's great. And then you can develop from there and become a great musician or whatever. But you don't have to. You can still create great music, which is great, you know. And when you do, I think, well, I'm saying when you do, but when you do something you think is really good, it's such a kick, you know, and then it becomes a passion. And I've said before, passion, once you have a passion, and I know this, the world makes sense. Most people don't
Oh
find
yeah.
passion, but you can find it with an instrument, you know. But
Yep.
with me, it's guitar, piano, really, more than anything. And I go in the studio most days, probably 5 days out of 7. I go into the studio. I still go in the studio now, and every day, I come in and feeling blissful. Just they say well-being. You know, find something, do some uplifting every day. Find something that's, well, I go in the studio, I find that putting the loop down is uplifting, putting a keyboard down is uplifting, putting the bass down is uplifting, putting the guitar down. I come in the studio, and after 5 hours, and I'm blissful, I tell you. And it's that more than anything in my life that's given me that. And for me, I've said it makes the world make sense.
Well, it's very stimulating too.
Yeah.
And with the technology, I think some of the kids that are writing music are more tech oriented people, not so much an artist, because sometimes an artist needs to bring a technician in to help them get their part across.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so that they're not spending all of this creative stuff they got in their head trying to get it on a computer. So I think some of those people that take GarageBand or whatever and loop things are sometimes more a technician, and they'll bring an artist maybe in that's got a good voice and have them say, hey, can you put something to this that I've constructed, pasting together? I did a song on the Carmine and a Benny album. I kind of wish I would have taken the stop part, because I guess it was supposed to be like a Whitesnake song with all this space, right? And then it went into a double time thing and a single time thing. And I ended up taking those pieces because for some reason those sounded like a verse. I wasn't hearing a verse in all of this air. So I had to write the lyrics and the melody and chopped up his parts to make sense for what I wrote. And he liked what I did, and so did the Peace brothers, Carmine and his brother Benny, because Benny was playing on this track, and he goes, man, I don't know, man, I really like what you did to this song. And I was like confounded. But then after hearing it, I realized that I think the guitar player wanted me to sing in the big holes, like Still of the Night or something that Coverdale had saying. You know, but then I didn't take those parts because it didn't, for some reason, it wasn't hitting me. But
if you think about it, what you told us on Sunday in the last podcast, there's an early version of the technology just starting to come through with the legendary producer Jack Douglas, who did, I think it's with the Rough Cut 2 album.
Yes, he did. And he did some Aerosmith.
The Night Cries Out for You, the track that you told us about, where he recorded your voice 6 times or something like that.
Yep.
Played it back to you after he'd done what he'd done, and you went, I never sung that.
No. Well, I sang it on one track, but I don't. Yeah. He was really, he was, what his whole trip was, he was a great editor. He could take tape and chop it up and you'd never know. That's what he really was known for. Even that's why John Lennon had him record his last album.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, and actually, he told me the story that they just had dinner and they dropped him off before Chapman shot him.
Yeah.
So they were in the studio, and so, anyways, he took a part where I was singing, "There's a loneliness I feel," and I didn't hit that. I did on one version of it. One thing about me, he goes, I don't need to double your voice because it's so big. So, and I never was very good at doubling my voice. I never sang the same thing twice. So they figured, okay, sing it 6 times, and then I'll take what I like and I'll cut it up and make the melody.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened. When I heard the song back, I went, I never sang that. And he goes, oh yeah, you did. You sang it a little bit earlier on one of your tracks, and I just cut it in there. But yeah, he was. And there was another time where I came in and I was so ready to sing because they had spent weeks cutting tracks. Now it was up to me. I had to show my melodies and lyrics right. And there's a song called "Rockin' in the USA," and it's and I never got the heavy metal thing right because I grew up singing R&B. So I'm going, where's the pocket, right? And so I'm going to sing it. Everyone start your engines. It's get ready to roll, right? And it's so Jack Douglas comes in after they're eating Thai food, and I've been there waiting for a couple hours. I'm kind of a little hot under the collar. I really want to get to singing, and they've only given me like 7 days to sing 10 tracks. So I've got to have my shit together and be ready. So I go in, and I start singing, and he goes, oh, no. He goes in and he gets behind the mic and he goes, I want you to sing I go, what? And then I go, okay. He says, now come back tomorrow and sing lyrics to that melody. I went, what? He goes, this is the way Tyler writes songs. So I went home and I took all the lyrics and came up with, so everybody start your engines. It's time to get ready to roll. Everybody everywhere tonight, we're going to rock and roll. All the way from New York City, even all the way to LA. Everybody's rocking in the USA. And then I went to, welcome to the Stars and Stripes tonight. We were born here to rock in the USA. Let's rock. And so I got a lesson. It was like, oh, okay. It challenged me to something that I would have never even thought of.
No, I mean, people work in their way. You were talking about when people get together, you get somebody that's tech and somebody that's playing the keyboard. Or really, it's not far away from Spector taking people, bringing people in and getting that sound and stuff. It was all kind of everyone. It's the chemistry between you. You had Hal Blaine on the drums. You might have had Sonny Bono doing. He used to do a bit of work with Spector, didn't he? And you get all these great musicians playing there. You might get they double everything. When they double the keyboards, double the guitars, and put 4 guitar players on all playing the same thing.
Right.
But it was a great, they came up, it didn't always work, but so often Phil Spector made it work, and it just brought in Ronnie Spector, but the night we met, I knew I needed you so, she would do her little, which was so pretty,
amazing,
and the beautiful songs, but that was a chemistry of so many people. She couldn't have done it on her own. Ronettes couldn't have done it on their own. Spector, I don't think, could have done it on his own. But they all inspired each other, and that's what's so great about
it. Would spark something.
Yeah.
Somebody would do something and they go, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we take this a little further? Why don't we double it? Or this is a hook in itself. Let's share it with the public.
Yeah, I know Hal Blaine, apparently on the night we met, I knew I needed you so. Be My Baby. apparently Hal Blaine,
Be my little
he
baby.
listened to the song and went, ga, boom, ga, boom. And he played it all the way through. They kept that going all the way through, and had another drum go dee dee dee. Keyboards going dee 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 dee. But that was such a hook too. The opening.
Oh yeah. Oh
and it
yeah.
was so simple.
Tonight's in line.
Yeah, it was
He had so many. Oh God.
the
I'm
Ronettes.
telling you, what a voice too, huh?
Yeah, yeah. What a voice.
And you know what? Back earlier, when you think about it, they would just have their shit together and go in the studio and cut it a few times.
Yeah.
Everybody knew their shit.
Yeah.
And there was magic. It was like, okay, guys, you know, you need to, the engineer maybe go, okay, guys, you're almost there.
Yeah.
Come on now. Give it a little bit more. I need a little bit more juice from here. I need a little bit more of this. Come on now. You're almost there.
Yeah.
And then they would, you know, they would cut that stuff on 2 tracks, some of that,
Yeah.
early stuff. And then when it got to 4 track, I mean, the Beatles just opened the door for everything, didn't they?
Yeah, 4 track. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You put the bass and drums on 1 track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had my stereo.
Then lead vocal and overdubs, you know, it's funny.
Yes. Well, I had my stereo all mixed up on my VW, and I could hear the drums and the guitar, and some of it was missing because I didn't have it all hooked up right. So the left was missing.
I was going to say, well, studio time was expensive. It probably still is.
Oh yeah.
But so therefore, again, when we had Leo Sayer as a guest on the podcast, and Leo and Russ were discussing the 1 year album that Russ was involved with, and Russ came in the middle. We'll actually work through the night because of the studio time.
It wasn't 1 year; it was another year.
Oh, it was another year. Sorry, 1 year.
Yeah,
Colin Blunstone.
He did an album called 1 Year, didn't he?
Didn't he?
I'm just thinking because Leo wrote a song called "It's Another Year." Yeah, I remember.
But in terms, I know you were under the cosh in a nice way to record that album.
He asked me if I would do it.
Yeah.
He asked me if I would do that album because I did the first album with them, Show Must Go On album.
Right.
And
that was a great album. What a great voice, huh?
That's really great voice. Yeah, but we did that first album, Roger Daltrey's house. We did that because Dave Courtney heard Leo, and basically Roger lived near Dave and Adam Faith.
Right.
Adam Faith and Dave were partners in sort of production and stuff at that time, and they said, Roger, can we use your studio? He said, yeah. So we did it all there doing anyway, that's another story. I did not the next one, I did the one after. I produced the next one with Adam Faith. The next one, it was Another Year.
Another Year, yeah.
I started my own album. So I was working at Island Studios and I had Muff Winwood. Muff Winwood was the producer, and I had all these songs to record, and I was recording basically 2 tracks a day. Adam Faith phoned me I think the first 2 days I was doing my own album, and he said, Russ, I want you to sort of will you work with me on this Leo album, producer? Well, I said, I can't do it because I'm doing my own album. He said, well, he said, we'll split the royalties. And then Leo was really big. He was really, really big. In the UK, was he really big? He said, we'll split the royalties, which did make a bit of difference. But I said, I don't know physically how I can do it. He said, how long do you work? I said, we start at 11 and finish 8, might go 9 or 10. He said, well, if we can start Leo's in the evening, how about if we start at 8 o'clock? We can't start at 7 because we work at Kingsway Studios. Was it Kingsway Studios? And they had offices above. In
Holborn.
That area, yeah. And so that's what we ended up doing. I'd work from 7. I'd get up at 7. I'd get to the studio at 11 and work till 7, jump in the car, drive to Kingsway Studios and work from like 8:30 to 1 in the morning. And we would do 2 tracks. We would do 2 tracks. Then I drive. We do 2 basic tracks. Leo would do a vocal on both tracks. It would be that quick. Jump in the car, go home, which was like 35 miles home. Go to bed and do the same thing for 13 days. And we did the whole album in 13 days, mixing as well. We do two backing tracks, 2 vocals. Then we do overdubs and things. We did that right the way through. And we were finished in 13 days. It had to be finished in 14 days.
Incredible.
But I did 2 albums, basically. I did 2 albums, but Leo's was finished much quicker than mine. But we already had the songs. The songs were already there, you know, so that's what made it easy. But you know, that was The Show Must Go On, which 3 Dog Night recorded later. But that was #1, I think, in the States. Leo's was #1 over here. Yeah, but he was
You were on that same album where he did whoa.
No, that came after. That
came after.
That was Richard Perry. He did that in LA. I was going to write the songs with him actually, but I wasn't paid for them. I wasn't paid for the one before. I said to Leo, I was playing the Roxy for 5 days. I was doing the Roxy, right? So I'd done the first couple of days, and Leo from me said, "We're going to work together, Russ. You've got to remember I'm doing the Roxy as well." And I said, "No, Leo, I haven't been paid for the first one, you know." And this was like a year later, and I know there's been money in for this album. I found there's been, and I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm playing at the Roxy anyway. So anyway, we spoke about that when we were on this podcast. We spoke about but we're going to work. Hopefully, we're going to work together. We're going to do something together because he is very, very creative. You know, when you work with him, he's flying with ideas, flying with lyrics. He's flying with nice little ideas, and there's a real creative soul. You know.
He's back in the UK in October and November, so maybe that'll happen. Who knows?
Yeah. He's a great talent, you know.
I'm going to throw something else in, and I'm not sure whether you're aware of this, Russ, but did you know that Paul has recorded one of your songs?
Yeah.
Who?
Paul Shortino has recorded one of your songs.
Your time is going to come.
Oh, have you? Oh, God, I'd love to hear you do that.
Yeah, well, it sounds amazing. And we're getting the rights back to the Quiet Riot record. And that track, a Russ Ballard and a Glenn Ballard. Your time is going to come. And then Big Changes by Glenn Ballard. So we have 2 ballads that we're going to throw on the album and we're going to redo some vocal, but we're going to throw them on as bonus tracks because the mixes are really raw and good. It was
you get that right. I mean, I sort of made it.
I'll send it. I'll send you the track.
Because I know the vocal's going to be amazing.
Your time is going to come.
Get up, get back on your feet.
Yeah,
start the beat.
It just shows you how good this song is.
And in the middle, Tommy Lee and Frankie Benelli do a drum off.
Wow!
Really?
Oh yeah. They do this. They did this huge breakdown with drum solos going back and forth. Yeah, that's really cool.
We want to hear it.
I can't wait to get it. I got to get it from Carlos, the guitar player. He surprised me. He goes, you know, I just got the rough cut masters back. So after 30 some years from Warner Brothers, so we're gonna fix some stuff on that, change some stuff. But I'm getting from CBS Sony, we're gonna get the Quiet Riot album I was on, redo some vocals. He wants to redo some guitar stuff, and then we want to put those tracks on there.
That'd be great.
Oh,
how cool is that?
Digressing just slightly. The song I heard of yours, what was the song you did that I heard of yours, the ballad?
Oh, Sunset Blue.
I think it's and it starts really slowly like a keyboard, something like that. It
starts with the electric piano.
Yeah. Oh God, that vocal is amazing. Amazing.
Very, very
that
good.
Song I'd really like to do. I did that during COVID. I did a whole album with this guitar player, and we called it Sunset Blue. Blue Dahlia, and had this woman on the front, and that was probably, I should have just titled it my own name. because
Yeah, yeah.
people, our names were so small on it that people weren't getting it, but it had a lot of material on there like that. We wrote a song about Stevie Ray too.
Oh, did you? That's nice.
Yeah, the last day that he got to play it with Buddy Guy and Eric Clapton, and his bass player went to his room, but Stevie wasn't there. Oh, it's a really good song. A friend of mine wrote the lyrics.
You see, that's a great idea. Such a great idea to write.
Oh, I thought it would. COVID destroyed a lot of stuff. I'll send you a bunch of MP3s because it's easier to send, cheaper too.
Yeah, that sounds. Yes,
I'll send you some real. I'll send you some stuff that is just out of that stuff that I did on.
Yeah.
I wanted to do. I don't want to be your fool on Rock Beats Classic because it's a ballad. It's like a ballad with a dun 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 dun. It gets cold and dark when you're all alone. In the shadows where no light shines.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song, but it's got a great groove, you know.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite songs. But they put "Stay With Me Tonight," and then they wanted to change that. I'd signed the contract to doing "Mama, We're All Crazy Now." I said, I really don't want to do 2 Slade songs, even though Quiet Riot did 2 Slade songs.
Mind you, they did well. They did well, though, didn't they?
Stay With Me Tonight went down a storm with the audience, Paul, and it's a great song.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I got them to do that.
No, I know that Russ has got to get off to a meeting and a nice engagement this evening. So I'm going to just the last few minutes. Russ, are you able to share anything with us with your new products that the fans can be looking forward to maybe later this year or early next year?
Yeah, well, I was talking today. I was talking today actually to an agent, and he was asking me, when I've made 2 new albums. I've made 1 album of new songs. Like I've got about 12 new songs that I've written in the last 18 months or so, and all recorded, they're mixed, ready to go. And I've also recorded a whole album of hits that I've written for other people that no one's ever heard me do, but I've written the songs, things like I Surrender I've done, and New York Groove, done a new version of New York Groove. I've done You Could Do Magic Again. Winning I've done, Liar I've done, God Gave Rock and Roll to You I've done again.
Can't wait
I've done that one again. Slightly different, but so I've done this whole album. I've actually done Since You've Been Gone Again as well. So I've done all these. The two that I did with ABBA. I don't know about the Agneta one, but I'm going to use that one. But the Frida one, that was a big hit. So that's going to go on there.
Something going on. Free Me that I did with Roger Daltrey, that I did for Roger. Which is fabulous, Paul. You're going to hear Free Me. That is just.
Well, I'll tell you what, Russ, when you have time, my voice.
Oh, I love
your voice. Write me a song, would you?
I love it. I love your voice, man. I love it. I
would love to have a song from you to sing, because I would definitely put a ballad to put my heart and soul in.
What kind of song do you want, Paul? Do you want a ballad? Do you want a ballad? Do you want a rock?
Yes, I would love a ballad. That would show off my voice.
Yeah. I'm going to do that.
I would love that. I would love that.
You heard it here first on the Voices of Russ Ballard. There we are. Russ is going to write a song for Paul. A ballad.
Yes. It's amazing.
I would be honored, and I would do you justice, my friend.
I know that.
I would promise that.
I know that.
I would give it as much feeling as you would give it writing it. I mean that.
Absolutely. I know that. And
because
I love you.
The thing is,
I love you, my friend. You have taught me so much. I breathe every day.
You do.
I do. I thank you so much.
It's the gift that we don't know we have.
We don't take advantage of.
No,
definitely releases all of the anxiety and everything. It
over
just
the months and the years, you become a different animal.
Absolutely, and I can't thank you enough. I
Oh,
love you like
I
I love you like a brother and a son.
I feel the same
And
about
but we're close in age, so more like a brother.
yeah,
And I'm honored always to be with you. And Ian, the same. You guys are. I'll never forget either one of you as long as I live. I remember every moment that we were together.
yeah.
And what a great time we had.
What
And
fabulous!
I'll never forget every performance that I watched you do. You chilled me every night, and
me too. Me too. With
and
you.
I'll tell you, I know if you come up with a song, it'll chill myself, which is hard to do.
I will. I'm going to do that.
God bless you, and I know you have to go to a meeting. And
before we
God
go,
bless you, Ian.
and
safe.
God bless you too, mate. Listen, before you go,
and I'll see you soon.
I'm going to see you soon.
God bless
We're
you.
planning a whole bunch of stuff.
I've got something.
Do you guys like burlesque? My wife wants to know because we're going to see Carrot Top and then go see a burlesque show.
Thanks, Paul. I'm going to just play something for you before we go. This is
okay,
and see if you recognize it. These two musicians.
The cotton is high.
Yes, what a mom. That was a memorable moment. I'll never forget. Summertime, living is
I'll play it separate. I'll play it separately so that people
in the garden.
And the funny thing is, just some context for the listeners or the viewers. The funny thing is that was in somebody else's dressing room. Number one. Oh, the Super
John
Chat guys,
Hollingwell.
they've got a piano. They've got a piano in there. Quick, let's jump in. So Russ doesn't need any invitation to jump on a piano. He jumps on the piano. You're there as well. And the thing is, it's in the shadow of what? Basically, what do you call it? Shall we say a house with ladies of the night in? Literally, out of the window, there was.
That's right. It was a house of
yeah.
That's brilliant. And it was Joe, dear old Joe.
John Hollingwell was on stage. It was their dressing room.
It was.
Yeah.
He had Jesse. The piano. He was performing, and we were in there performing Summertime. And we opened the drapes, and there was, where the ladies usually hang for the men.
Yeah.
A beautiful red light district.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it the red light district? So, guys, thank you so much for your time, both of you.
Thanks, Ian.
It's a real privilege to talk to you.
God bless, and let's stay in touch.
All right.
Stay in touch.
I got your number, and we all have each other's number thanks to Rock Meets Classic.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yes.
Thank you.
God bless you, my brothers. I love you both.
All the
and
best,
stay
Paul.
safe, and I'll see you soon, Ian.
Love you, man.
Russ, take care.
All the best, Paul. Love you.
I love you too, my friend.
Look after yourself.
I will. God bless.
God bless. Bye.
Hi, This is Russ Ballard, and you're listening to the Voices of Russ Ballard podcast.